Welcome to the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. This video is on SmackDown, Saturday Morning Slam, and Superstars for this week. And first, there's some breaking news. John Cena will be out for at least 3 weeks, minimum. He had some surgery done today on his elbow after the main event dark match on Raw. He may have injured it during the match. Apparently, it was a steel cage match. And results from Zim on ProWrestling.net. And he attended Monday's Raw in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and sent the following report for the dark match. CM Punk defeated John Cena in a cage match to retain the WWE Championship. The match ended when Dolph Ziggler and Alberto Del Rio interfered. Then Sheamus and Randy Orton ran out to even the odds. Punk slipped out of the cage during the mayhem to retain. The reporter left at that point, but Ziggler was left in the ring, and I imagine for the sole purpose of taking a melee of finishers for the baby faces, so everyone goes home happy. Actor Dennis Haskins entered a pro wrestling syndicate ring recently and performed the Stone Cold Stunner as his finisher, and you can watch the footage on TMZ.com /2012 /9 /18 Saved by the Bell Dennis Haskins Mr. Belding Wrestling Video. Haskins has appeared at numerous WWE events over the years. He is best known for his Mr. Belding on Saved by the Bell famed television show. The actor who played Screech also got involved in pro wrestling at one time. If you don't remember, you better call somebody, because it was on the Wrestling Society along with the Miz, and I was on YouTube. That was on MTV or Celebrity, whatever, Celebrity Wrestling. WWE revealed that John Cena underwent surgery on Tuesday to remove bone chips from his elbow through a scope. Cena will be out 4 to 6 weeks, apparently. Read the official statement at WWE.com /shows /Raw /2012-9-17 Cena undergoes arm surgery /260-53092. Well, I hope he'll be back in time for Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. After all, the television build-up is clearly leading up to Cena challenging CM Punk for the WWE Championship in a Hell in a Cell match. Another update, WWE has since changed their report to state that Cena will be sidelined for 2 to 3 weeks only. So he should be ready to return by Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Hall of Famer Edge is advertised for an on-screen guide for Friday SmackDown TV show. And this is a spoiler. Edge returns to examine Kane and Daniel Bryan's anger management issues. As it reads the guide, thanks to .NET reader DJ Peckins. Edge is promoting the sci-fi show Haven this week, as he has already done a number of interviews and has been on the program before as a recurring role. Silvervision.co.uk has revealed the content of WWE's NWO The Revolution DVD and Blu-ray, scheduled for release on November 6th. The synopsis reads, in the mid-90s, a malicious group of renegades invaded World Championship Wrestling, shaking the landscapes of sports entertainment world and turning their tables on Monday Night Wars. Little did anyone know the shock of the century was yet to come when Hulk Hogan did the unthinkable, turning his back on the fans. The Outsiders had officially become the New World Order, and chaos ensued. Now, relive the history of one of the most infamous and controversial factions of all the times with this brand new documentary. Get the inside scoop from those who lived it. such as Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, and Eric Bischoff, as well as new interviews from the superstars who were inspired and enthralled by the NWO, also featuring the definitive matches and moments from the era, including battles for the WCW World Title, stunning defections of the NWO, and internal strife that eventually tore the group apart. And here's what's on the DVD. You got documentary, you got stars alignment, free agents, the outsiders, Bash at the Beach. Here's the NWO, element of reality, fan interest, NWO versus WCW, rivalry versus Sting, the NWO goes mainstream, the internal strife they took, restoration attempt, NWO for life, matches and segments, Scott Hall's Nitro debut, match or segment that he was on there, Nitro May 27th, 1996. Kevin Nash's Nitro debut, June 10th, 1996. Roddy Piper confronts Eric Bischoff on November 18th, 1996. Hollywood Hogan confronts Roddy Piper on December 30th, 1996. The NWO's WWE debut at No Way Out. 17th of February, 2002, The Outsiders versus Randy Macho Man Savage, Sting, and Lex Luger at Bash at the Beach. On July the 7th, 1996, WCW World Heavyweight Championship match, The Giant versus Hollywood Hogan at Hog Wild from August the 10th, 1996. WCW World Tag Team Championship match, The Outsiders versus Harlem Heat at Halloween Havoc, October 27th, 1996. Six versus the Bounty Hunter, NWO Saturday Night, November 9th, 1996. WCW World Tag Team Championship match, Outsiders versus the Steiner Brothers, that sold out, January 25th, 1997. WCW World Heavyweight Championship match, Hollywood Hogan versus Roddy Piper from Super Brawl 7, that's February 23rd, 1997. Hollywood Hogan and Dennis Rodman versus Lex Luger and the Giant at Bash at the Beach, July the 13th, 1997. Las Vegas Sudden Death Match, Diamond Dallas Page versus Randy the Macho Man Savage. That was Halloween Havoc, October 26, 1997. WCW World Heavyweight Championship match, Sting versus Hogan on Nitro from December 29, 1997. No disqualification match for the WCW World Heavyweight title, Hollywood Hogan versus Macho Man, Nitro, April the 20th, 1998. Match for control of the WCW World Tag Team Championship, Sting versus the Giant from Great American Bash, June 14th, 1998. Hollywood Hogan and Eric Bischoff versus Jay Leno and Diamond Dallas Page at Road Wild, August 8th, 1998. War Games match to determine the number one contender for the World Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Team WCW versus Team Hollywood versus Team Wolfpack. So you got Red and Black Wolfpack versus the Black and White. And then you got Team WCW. Fall Brawl, September 13th, 1998. No disqualification match for the world title. Goldberg versus Kevin Nash at Starrcade, December 27th, 1998. WCW World Title match again, Goldberg versus Bret Hart. From Nitro of December 20th, 1999. So you got a year in between where there was no matches there. Hollywood Hogan versus Hollywood Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall versus The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. From Raw, March 11th. 2002. Blu-ray exclusive content only, NWO Legends of Wrestling Roundtable discussion featuring Kevin Nash, Jim Ross, J.J. Dillon, and Michael Hayes. And also the beginning, the NWO concept, Hogan turns his back on WCW, putting Vince out of business. Ratings war, pointing fingers, Goldberg, cutting edge and controversial, downfall, invitation only, WCW Saturday Night from July 27th, 1996. Nothing Personal from WCW Saturday Night, August 3rd, 1996. Modern Day Gladiators, Monday Nitro, August 19th, 1996. Worldwide, WCW Saturday Night, September 7th, 1996. Room Service, Monday Nitro, September 30th, 1996. It's Not Easy Being King, Monday Nitro on January 20th, 1997. The Real Hot Rod, Monday Nitro, March 17th, 1997. The Madness, Monday Nitro, April 28th, 1997. All Over But the Crying from WCW Pro Wrestling, June 15th, 1997. And that's all that's going to be on the DVD so far. Longtime independent wrestler Tom Reckless Youth Carter is celebrating a birthday today. However, his actual birthday is not listed on the Wikipedia page. Former WWE and WCW wrestler Brutus the Barber Beefcake will appear at the Wrestling Universe store in Flushing, New York for an autograph appearance on Sunday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For more details on the signing and ticket prices, visit WrestlingUniverseOnline.com. October autograph appearances include Iron Sheik, David Hart Smith, Jillian Hall, and Goldust. Well, the dark match main event for tonight's SmackDown taping, which I did not get the results for it. Sheamus versus Alberto Del Rio versus Randy Orton in a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship. And PW Insider and Billy Croxton, thank you for the results for Superstar Spoilers, as they take two matches for WCW Superstars from Bridgeport, Connecticut prior to Raw. Ted DiBiase pinned JTG, Drew McIntyre pinned Jinder Mahal. Zim attended Money Draw in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and sent the following report for the dark match. Was Ted DiBiase Jr. defeating JTG to get a little bit more clearer picture. And Ted DiBiase defeated JTG. That was a dark match. Superstars from Raw brand, Drew McIntyre defeated Jinder Mahal. McIntyre played the babyface, which was a pleasant surprise. And now for your SmackDown version, .net readers Mark Petrie, Dan Sommer, Mike Demora, Jared, and Dominique are all at SmackDown tapings in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And sent the following report on the tapings for WWE Superstars SmackDown version. Match number 1, David Otunga defeated Tyson Kidd. Match number 2, Primetime Players defeated the Uso Brothers. The Players got most of the offense in, with the Usos getting their few moments. Tyson O'Neil looked serious throughout the whole match, while Young still was in a happy mood. The Players won with an elbow off the top rope. .net reader Mike Demora and friends Jared and Dominique are at the SmackDown tapings and posted the following for the dark match. Kofi Kingston defeated Dean Ambrose. Kingston won with a Trouble in Paradise. And here's the Saturday Morning Slam. 2 matches. Sin Cara defeated Jinder Mahal. Quite a few botches from both guys during the match. It looked like Jinder couldn't lift Sin Cara, and Sin Cara couldn't flip Mahal out of the ring. Match number 2, Woo 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 defeated Justin Gabriel. And Ryder won with a Rough Rider. And you got all 5 people reporting for SmackDown tapings. That's Mark Petrie, Dan Sommer, Brandon Torres, Mike Demora, Jared, and Dominique. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the main event was listed as Sheamus and Randy Orton versus Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler. Michael Cole made his entrance to cheers at first, but some boos picked up before he finished making his entrance. Normal reactions for Lillian Garcia and others. To start off the show, Hall of Famer Edge opened the show. Lillian Garcia announced his name and the crowd erupted. He started by saying, "This never gets old." He talked about how he misses it, and he doesn't know what else he wants to do. He eventually introduced a video of Kane and Daniel Bryan arguing about the titles and hugging it out again from Raw. After that video, a yes chant started breaking out. Borgasm. Edge continued, but Daniel Bryan's entrance interrupted him. Bryan started by saying he wanted to correct Edge's use of pronouns and said, "We are not the tag team champions. I'm the tag team champions." Over and over again until Edge cut him off. Edge asked how this happened. Bryan says he's one with emotions. The crowd was hot for this with a bunch of yes chants. Edge eventually said, "Excuse me?" And Bryan asked, "Do we have to bring up your ex-wife?" Bryan asked, "Does anyone really know how you, Edge?" He told Edge to go back to acting in retirement and said there's nothing Edge or the fans can do to make him snap. Well, Edge said that sounded like a challenge. Bryan and Edge went back and forth saying, "No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does," until Kane's music interrupts them. Kane said, "You're both wrong because I'm the tag team champions." Kane and Bryan went back and forth as Edge interrupted them. Bryan and Kane said Edge seemed mad and they should use Dr. Shelby's techniques to help. Edge ran over what's happened these last few weeks and said Kane is not Barney and is not Barney the big red dinosaur. He's a big red machine. He recalled how they both tortured each other throughout their careers and asked Kane if he remembers it. Kane said yes, and he has. He has to take care of that right now. As Edge removes his jacket, Kane holds out his arms for a hug, which everybody knew he was going to get up for a chokeslam. Edge hesitated for a while and then finally hugged Edge. Or actually, finally hugged Kane. As they hugged, Bryan started screaming no until Edge told Daniel to join the hug. He started to, but Damien Sandow interrupted, saying he was there to help everyone. He said some stuff using his great big words before Edge interrupted and told them to shut up. He said he would rather watch Bryan and Kane hug it out longer than he can listen to Sandow talk. Edge played with the yeses and the nos to see who Sandow should wrestle. Booker T showed up on the screen and said Sandow would be in action next against Kane. So you get Damien Sandow versus Kane for the first match of the evening. Kane worked over Sandow the majority of the match. As he went for the chokeslam, he was interrupted by Daniel Bryan holding up the belts and climbing onto the apron. Sandow took advantage and hits Kane with his finisher and stole the win. Backstage, Kane was flipping out while looking for Daniel Bryan. He found Dr. Shelby, who had told Kane to calm down. Kane said if he doesn't give him his title belt back, he will rip the beard off of his goat face. Bryan hopped out of a bin behind Shelby, and they started yelling at each other until Shelby interrupted and made them promise to share the titles and for Kane not to rip his beard off. Shelby said he will talk to Booker T and get Bryan a match to make Kane feel better since Bryan cost Kane his match. Next up was Alberto Del Rio. As he was in Booker T's office, Alberto Del Rio complained again about how Booker waited to revoke the Brogue Kick right before the match on Sunday. Booker T said he does feel bad, but Del Rio needs to earn another title match and implied he could do so by winning the tag match tonight. Match number 2, Layla defeated Natalya. Eve was on commentary for the match. Layla, while never losing focus on Eve on the outside, won with a falling neckbreaker in roughly 1 minute. Lillian Garcia announced the main event for tonight. It looks like they are taping it early, since the dark match is advertised as Randy Orton versus Del Rio versus Sheamus for the title. Del Rio makes his entrance to boos, followed by Miss Piggy Guerrero saying, "Excuse me," as she was booed to announce Dolph Ziggler, who got no reaction at all. Orton got tons of cheers. The crowd was hot for the show. I haven't heard it this loud in Philly for some time. Sheamus got a reaction just below Randy Orton's in all cheers. Match number 3. Sheamus and Randy Orton defeated Alberto Del Rio and Dolph Ziggler. Vicky, Ricardo, Del Rio, and Ziggler were huddled at ringside before the match got underway. Sheamus and Del Rio started. Late in the match, Orton went to his vintage move set of the scoop slam and DDT through the ropes. Ziggler got involved, and Del Rio got a backbreaker for a 2 count. More offense on the heels as a RKO chant broke out. Orton went for a tag, but Del Rio stopped him until Orton was able to get Del Rio out of the ring. Orton made the hot tag, as well as Del Rio. Sheamus and Ziggler went back and forth. Del Rio got involved, but ended up taking an RKO as Sheamus hits the road kick on Ziggler for the win. Sheamus and Orton play to the hot crowd and slap hands with the fans as they cut to a shot outside the Wells Fargo Center. Daniel Bryan makes a silent entrance with the lights off for his match. Match number 4. Cody Rhodes defeated Daniel Bryan. Bryan got in the yes/no battles with the crowd early on as he screamed no with every hit landing on Cody. Bryan and Rhodes went back and forth before Bryan got the no lock, Borgasm lock, in just over 2 minutes into the match. Kane's pyro goes off twice around the ring, and Daniel got up and was distracted until Rhodes hits Crossroads to seal the victory. As Kane laughed, got his revenge. WrestleMania 29 airs as Brodus Clay's disco ball is lowered. Backstage, Daniel Bryan was looking for Kane when he found him. Kane was laughing. Bryan asked, "What was that?" Kane said he doesn't know what he's talking about. Bryan complained about the pyro. They went back and forth about how Kane belonged in a basement and Bryan's belonged in a petting zoo. They saw Sandow and Rhodes looking on as they said their stint as champions is a joke. A tag match was made between the four, and Kane and Bryan argued over who they are more afraid of. Dan noted that it's nice to see that the tag belt's getting a lot of attention. Brodus Clay finally made his way to the old boring entrance, which the crowd was very hot for again. Mark noted that he is still surprised by the turnout and reaction so far. Match number 5, Brodus Clay defeated Heath Slater. Brodus did his usual offense routine until Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre attacked Clay from behind for the disqualification. Eventually, Mahal locked in the camel clutch, and the heel celebrated over Clay. Match number 6, Santino Marella defeated Antonio Cesaro. Cesaro got a hold locked on Santino, but he fought back and got the Cobra out. A distraction by Oksana led to Cesaro hitting his finisher. Oksana fell into the ring and hurt her leg, so the ref didn't make the count. Eventually, Santino rolled up Cesaro for the win. Cesaro got the mic and told Oksana, "I'm thinking something. Let me tell you in 5 different languages." He followed up by saying, "We're finished." Oksana looked concerned as we went to a break with another graphic for the Kane Bryan versus Rhodes Sandow match. Match number 7. Kane and Daniel Bryan defeated Damien Sandow and Cody Rhodes by disqualification. The primetime players, the Usos, Tyson Kidd, and Jesse Gabriel came out to serve as lumberjacks. Rhodes hit the beautiful disaster for a good near fall on Bryan. He worked him over until a double cross by body block sent setting them all down. Sandow and Kane tags in. Kane worked over Sandow. He went for the choke slam. Sandow fouled out, but Kane eventually landed the move. Rhodes hit Kane with a chair for the DQ finish. Kane took both Rhodes and Sandow out, and Bryan held the chair over Rhodes as the yes chant started back up. They decided to share and allow Kane to hit Rhodes with a chair. Very funny moment. Both men dealt their dual chair shots to Sandow, and Triple H gave Undertaker. Both men dealt dual chair shots to Sandow, and the crowd chanted yes. Kane then grabbed every lumberjack from ringside, and the champs delivered more chair shots than Triple H has ever given Undertaker at WrestleMania 28. And that ends the results for SmackDown Superstars and Saturday Morning Slam for this week. Peace out. God bless. Thanks for viewing.